Hi, my name is Chrissy Mazzola from North American DF, and I'm here today with Pasquale Lopocaro from Emergency Children's Help Organization. How are you today?
Hi, Chrissy. How are you?
Good. Could you tell me a little bit about your organization?
ECHO was founded about 5 years ago by Sebastian Angelico. He is our founder and president, and it was born out of the necessity to help children. Mr. Angelico has always helped children. He's been in several organizations helping elderly all the way down to young people. And he read an article in the Staten Island Advance about a child that was in need. And he typically anonymously sent checks to help these children that he read about.
It's very nice.
And he was with a group of his colleagues, and they all said they did the same thing. So they looked at one another and said, why don't we start a charity? And that's how ECHO was born. And since then, we're now operating in our 5th year. We have been able to help several children in Staten Island, New Jersey, that have a medical or living emergency. We provide financial assistance to children and their families during a medical or living emergency. And we'll pay medical bills, we'll buy medical equipment, provide food or clothing, pay travel expense for a child in need of treatment, pay their Easy Pass or their gas to get to treatment if they have to go into the city. We've even paid lodging expenses for children having to travel to other parts of the country.
What is your most gratifying experience with the organization?
When a family comes in and we're able to award them a grant of some sort, and we get the feedback of how our grant changed their lives. Now, when I say change their lives, we are a small part of the change. We are able to maybe ease the burden a bit with regard to their rent or their food expense. A lot of times when a child is sick, the parents take leave of absences from work, and what little we may do does kind of give them a little bit of breathing room. And when they send a letter of appreciation or call us and tell us that we made a bit of a difference, you can't get a better feeling than that. You just can't. We do know that, I like to say, we're a Band-Aid. That's all we'll really ever be. You know, when you see the magnitude of some of the problems that people are experiencing, it's just a little bit of breathing room for them, and very, very thankful for what we do.
Oh, it's a great cause. If you had some advice for parents that are having children that are going to have medical conditions the rest of their life, what would that be to a parent, since you've been dealing with children and parents for the last 5 years?
I can't really say we can give advice. I don't believe we're in any position to give advice, but what we will do is tell them that we're there. We're there for them in a financial way. We're there for them as a listening ear. And believe me, when sometimes people call in or come in to our office and they tell us our story during the vetting process, sometimes just being a listening ear gives them a little bit of relief. And we try and be very compassionate and understand what their needs are and try and help them in any possible way that we can.
It's important.
It is.
How can someone like myself or someone that is interested in getting involved in your organization do so? And what functions do you have during the year?
We have 3 fundraisers. We have a spring event, a fall event, and a golf outing. And people can support ECHO by simply attending. It's a beautiful event, each one of them unto itself. Just coming and showing your support will be a big help to our organization. People that would like to donate can simply go to our website, echoorganization.org.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's been great meeting you.
Thank you, likewise.
And I hope everybody gets involved with ECHO. They're doing some really great stuff for the community. And I'm here today with Dr. Shapiro and Dr. Fulman from Audiology Island. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you a couple questions. My first question is how did you get into this business?
Dr. Shapiro and I met in school when we were studying for audiology. And when we were studying for exams, we used to joke oh, imagine one day we're going to open up a clinic and we're going to offer everything that audiology is able to offer. Well, fast forward 10 years, and one day I find out that Dr. Shapiro is pregnant. Ironically, I'm pregnant too. And it happened to be that both of our kids were born one day apart.
That's a great story.
When we were on maternity leave, we started talking a lot about the school, how we studied together, and our dream came up about opening up a practice. And here we are a year later where we have a practice, and we're very happy about it.
Can you tell me, what's the difference between Audiology Island and ENTs?
So taking the dream to reality, really we wanted to make sure that we're able to offer all the aspects of audiology, and audiology is a hearing and balance science. So for an ENT, you'll go for like a acute problem, ear infection, but we really work with diagnosis of hearing loss, and we will refer to the ENTs on Staten Island because all of them too have a subspecialty. So we can help with the decision where's the best place for the patient to go to. But we do rehabilitative services, so tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Not only do we evaluate it, but we provide treatment for it. We do rehab services for adults when they get hearing aids. We have classes for that. We work with infants and children, auditory processing, not only diagnosis, but management, balance testing. So really, we have taken audiology, and because there's two of us, we really are able to kind of mold audiology and make it all in one place.
Can you tell me a little bit about the technology that you guys have?
Well, the technology has come a long way. Hearing aids are not those bulky things that you wear on your ear or a box that you used to have. They're very small, they're very discreet, there are no buttons to push, no dials to turn. There are hearing aids that are completely invisible, 100% invisible, like a hearing aid that's called Lyric. This is a hearing aid that we put into the ear and it stays there 24/7. You can sleep with it, shower with it, you don't have to change the batteries. That's one of the things that's offered. We have hearing aids that are very
small.
tiny, yes. And this is how it would look on the ear, where you practically don't see it at all.
Can't see it.
Right, you can't see
It's
it.
very small. And it's good for hearing losses ranging from mild to profound, so it doesn't have to be a huge hearing aid.
And it helps people that don't want to put hearing aids on.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is technology available now that was not available a few years ago, where somebody was told that no, you can't have a hearing aid and you have to live with a hearing loss. There is something that's called soundbite, where you could wear a hearing aid on your teeth.
Wild.
That is crazy.
But it helps. It helps.
But, and was a dentist put it in, or do you guys?
A dentist would take an impression and we would program the hearing aid.
It's amazing. And you guys handle all these different products?
Absolutely. We work with every single manufacturer that's out there, and we're the only ones on Staten Island that offer the Lyric and Soundbite.
Right, it's very different. What is the most gratifying experience that you've had in your profession?
That's probably a hard question because it's difficult to pick one. We're both very passionate about audiology, and we work hard to educate our patients and their significant other and their family, because the hearing loss doesn't just affect that one person, it affects the entire family system. For me, I have a soft spot for pediatrics, so I work a lot with pediatrics. So one of the experiences that really jumps out at me is I identified a baby. He was about 15 months, wasn't speaking, so we diagnosed him with hearing loss, and and he had a significant amount of loss, so we finally put hearing aids on him. Well, that first visit, so we go out into the waiting area, and we have blocks in the waiting area. And he picks up the block and he hits it because he's 15 months. So now he heard it, and you saw the look on his face. He froze and he looks at it and you couldn't believe it. So for me, when I work with children and then you see stories like this, and then A year later, this child is walking in and says, "Hi, Dr. Jaja." Like, it's just, it's a great, great feeling.
It's very
So,
gratifying.
yeah, I love what I do.
And for me, I would say that the most gratifying experience when I saw patients was a memorable story where I saw a couple, a husband and a wife. When they came in, it was very difficult for the wife to bring her husband in. He was in denial. He didn't want to even come in for a hearing test, so she finally convinced him to come in just for a hearing test. He came in, and of course he had hearing loss. And I counseled him, and I let him try the Lyric, the 100% invisible hearing aid. So as soon as I turned the hearing aid on, the look on his face, the smile, he understood how much he was missing. And I turned around and I see the wife, and she has tears of joy on her face. And actually about a month later, we have oral rehabilitation classes. During the oral rehabilitation class, the wife says, "I have a new husband now."
Wow, that's very nice. That's a great story.
Communication, it's quality of life.
It
So.
is a quality of life. There is a disorder that people have that is ringing in their ear, constant ringing in their ear. And several people I know have had it in the past. They can't get rid of the ringing. Is there a cure for that? Is there something that you can do for that?
So that could be ringing in the ears, or any sound in the ear is called tinnitus or tinnitus. People call it, either way is correct. And in the past, when somebody would go to the doctor would say, "Oh, you just have to live with it. You have to get used to it." That's not true anymore. There's plenty of therapy out there, actually. It starts with a full evaluation, and one of the things that we do is we have many tinnitus options, but the way we make sure, it's appropriate for that particular person. So once you start out with an evaluation, there are therapies it's really sound therapies that have shown to work the best. And it could be in a form of a hearing aid, or it could be in a form of a device that you would wear 2 to 4 hours a day. And it's really retraining the brain to not hear the sound, because our brain is amazing in that way. So there are definitely options out there, and I think that's really important for people to hear that, because many of them have looked into it and have been told, "Oh, you just have to kind of live with it."
How can they contact your Audiology Island?
We're located at 148 New Dorp Lane on the second floor. And we have a website. It's www.audiologyisland.com. Or you can contact us on the phone at 718-980-0188.
Thank you.
Thank you.